Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Sacred Union Energy Update. I am back from my trip. I am rejuvenated, rested, and recharged, and I feel good. I had brought some decks with me. A friend and I, dear soul sister and I, who has been on the ascension journey with me from the onset. I knew her way back from other situations, from when I was sick, etc. But she has been with me. We've been with each other on this ascension journey for the past 4 or so years. It was my first time meeting her. Shout out to my dear friend Meg. It was my first time actually meeting her in person, and it was amazing. We rented out an Airbnb, spent some time at a little cottage on the lake, and let me tell you, waking up to a wall full of windows and doors and just being able to see the lake and be at the lake, oh my gosh, it was exactly what I needed. That was a big blessing on so many levels. So it was only for a couple of short days. I brought some decks with me, and we pulled some cards together, but I just was not able to channel. Spirit said, you need to rest. You need to just relax and just enjoy yourself and just be and live. Enjoy your life. And so that's exactly what I did. I just rested and recharged, and it felt like there was some kind of recalibration that was going on as well. I realized that when I came home, where there were triggers, there was deep dives, there were, I decided to really go deep within myself, because when I was on my trip, I knew that there was something coming up. I was falling deeper in love with my divine masculine again. After a period of detachment, I was falling in love all over again. And seeing beyond the bullshit, really all of the stuff, the gunk that comes in between love. And I released a lot on the trip, not doing anything, not doing any active work, but just eating good food, having good chats, watching good movies, being by the water, going for walks, having ice cream cone, like nothing in the realm of spirituality. But that's what it is. You're still a spiritual being, even if you're not reading cards, even if you're not doing anything, you're still a spiritual being just by being, just by allowing yourself to embody love. And that's what I allowed. I allowed a lot of release. And when I got back, I realized that I really had a hard time trusting myself in relationship and partnership and love. And I was terrified of moving forward because of everything that had been accumulated throughout this journey. I was terrified. And to be able to really see that fear within myself and to admit that to myself was huge. That was a huge thing for me. And for me to just say, I want to trust again. I want to trust. I want to believe again. I want to trust myself again. I want to trust my own inner masculine. It was pretty remarkable. And I ended up having a long conversation with my divine masculine, who just allowed me to process. He didn't have to say anything. He was just that supportive, loving energy, and that was exactly what I needed. And we did communicate back. We did communicate together. He shared some of himself too. And it just allowed me to open up into an energy of just putting the past in the past. We've been channeling that there have been transformations and endings. And I feel like we really are anchoring into the energy of new beginnings here, the very least for ourselves. I do want to take a pause here and mention that my work has been expanding, as you guys have known. I am really guided to help those who are just beginning to awaken, just starting to understand this journey within themselves. I do a lot of work for the collective. If you have found my channel, you have been on this journey for quite a while. But I do a lot of higher level ascension work. But I am being guided through my teachings. If you've been with me for a while, these past 3 years, I've had very high level ascension teachings. It's not just about the physical relationships, it's about the energy. And I'm being guided to put together a lot of products, materials, courses, and just to kind of segment it a little bit because my channelings are going deeper. So this channel is going to remain Sacred Union energy updates, ascension relationships. It's going to be talking more about sacred union, sacred partnerships, masculine and feminine energies, just like we have here. I am also going to, I think I might be turning the light language over to the new channel. I'm going to be maintaining a second channel. I had debated on this. I thought maybe I could just have a playlist and just have everything under one channel, but those special channeled messages are getting a little bit lost. Those special channeled messages that I do, the Ascension playlist, there's really important information there for sacred unions, for sacred partners, and for those who are on the Ascension journey. And I feel like those messages are getting a little bit lost. So I'm going to open up another channel, and I think I'm going to put the light language there as well. So this channel will be solely on connections, relationships, with regards to the sacred union path to ascension. And that's all it is. Sacred union is a path to ascension. You're doing it with another partner. You're doing it with a connection. But my other channel, Ascension Connections, is going to be more of the ascension messages. That's still going to have sacred union energy, but I think I realized that that's where I was headed when I began to channel Leonardo da Vinci in one of the daily energy draws, which will be back as well, coming in either August or September. I need a little bit of a break because there's so much that is going on right now as far as what's being created, but they will be back. The daily energy draws will be back, but there needed to be some kind of a differentiating energy. And so I decided to create a different channel. I was in resistance to that for a while because it took me 3 years to build this channel. But I have come to terms with the people who resonate with these messages, resonate with my energy. You're meant to be here. And I'm so incredibly blessed to have you here. This community is amazing. You guys are incredible. Every time we have a live session, I am just blown away. Every comment that you send me, every email that you send, I just adore you guys and appreciate your high vibration and your understanding of this journey and the higher level of this journey. But I do want to continue to expand that reach. And I do feel like there are really important messages that are starting to come through again from past channelings that we've done. The energy is starting to come through. For example, the Leonardo da Vinci energy is coming through again. The new Lemuria energy is coming through again. So I am setting up a channel for the Ascension messages. You can still find those older messages, the playlist available here on this channel, but going forward I will be having the new channel as well. That's where all of the new Ascension messages will be housed. We do talk about twin flames, sacred partners in those messages, so again, make sure that you are subscribed to both channels. But we're going to focus here on the sacred union, divine masculine, divine feminine energies, and what that entails, moving into mission, moving into relationship, moving into partnership, what that means for you and your self-empowerment and your soul growth, what that means for other relationships and dynamics and connections, especially your connection to source. So that's all going to be focused here. But the Ascension Connections is going to be those higher level teachings, higher level channelings that are coming forth. It's going to be kind of just letting spirit guide me. That's where I've been with the daily energy draws, so I'm going to kind of let spirit take the reins with that channel and have the light language transmissions there as well. So hopefully that'll be a little bit more organized. I know it's going to be a little bit different for you guys. Make sure that you're checking out the community tab here on this channel, because I'll be sure to, anytime I post a new video on the other channel, I'll make sure that I am mentioning it. Also make sure that you follow me on Facebook, Instagram. I'll always be posting all of my videos and things there, so make sure you're following me on social media. Thank you guys for hanging with me this far. I didn't realize when I started the channel where I was heading, but I quickly realized when I began channeling higher level ascension messages that this was going to happen someday. And I was in resistance because I didn't know what that meant. I didn't believe in myself enough. but I've reached that point where it's ready for the next level. We're all ready for the next level, and this is part of it. So if you just want to stick around for the Sacred Union stuff, that is totally cool. But I do implore you guys to join me over on the new channel. Link is in the description box below, because I'll be doing more of the front-facing channelings, just, you know, channel messages, energy updates, what's going on in the world, what's going on with global ascension, just more things of that nature, and how our sacred unions are impacting all of that, this shift that we are experiencing. So I do hope that you guys will join me. Okay, that said, let us see what is going on with these divine unions, with these divine counterparts. So I'm going to get a union energy using my Journey of the Heart deck. And let's see what we've got. All right, Spirit, what's going on with these divine unions? King of Swords. Yeah, there's communication. I was having major throat chakra activations the past several days. There is a clearing out of old energy that kept you from speaking your truth, expressing your truth, or even owning your truth. That really kept your communication or your expression of self in your truth, in your true authentic self, really suppressed. This comes from past lifetimes, and this comes from childhood in this incarnation, beliefs, trauma, anywhere where you were persecuted, prosecuted, suppressed for being who you are or speaking your truth, that made you believe that you weren't capable of communicating or expressing yourself, anywhere where you had to hide yourself or shut yourself down. And so many of us, I want to say 99% of us, have experienced that in one way, shape, or form, either in this lifetime or in previous lifetimes. And so that is what has been clearing recently. This says you're clear-minded and rational when it comes to matters of the heart, but there are times when emotional vulnerability is called for. Allow yourself to be emotionally intimate with your partner. So part of the new energy that's coming in is one of working together with these sacred partners, with these sacred unions. Now, as we've been channeling the segment, or the collective is kind of segmented now, it's kind of split. There are some that are reuniting with who they thought was their person, who is conscious, who is ready to work together in sacred partnership, who has awakened or is in the process currently of awakening, growing, expanding, as you are, in order to come together in sacred union. For others, you are meeting soulmates, high vibrational soulmates. This is not lackluster. This is somebody who feels like a sacred partner, somebody who feels and is, in essence, a sacred partner, that same energy, that same consciousness, that higher consciousness. It might not be, for example, a twin flame, but it's a very high vibrational conscious relationship and partner. So don't let that trigger you. Take it as it resonates for you. You know in your heart which it is. You know when you go deep within your heart what resonates for you, what you want, what resonates for you, what fits your story that you're creating for yourself. But part of what we've had to do, and I go into this in the new video on my Ascension Connections channel, part of what we've had to do is release the journey as we've known it. We've had to detach from everything that we have known about the journey thus far in order to move into the next level, which we are creating, which we are writing, because this hasn't been done before. This has not been done before. We are literally those first wavers. We are literally writing the new template. It's almost like they're saying, like, writing over the old template with new higher consciousness energy. So we are throwing out all the old playbooks and rule books and everything that we thought we knew about relationships, about partnerships, even about twin flames and sacred unions, in order to be in the higher energy level, higher activation of divine love, so that we align to that love by embodying that love. So we've had to really go through the process of releasing and detaching from anything that we thought we knew in order to be in the here and now present moment of love and embodiment, our self-empowerment. And through that energy, we're connecting to a conscious masculine or feminine. So there is a new start that is here. I was going to say coming, and they said, no, it's here. We have been channeling this for the past several months. We have been in that energy of transition, but it is here and now. And so now you're going to start seeing over the course of the next several months more communication, more intimacy, more vulnerability, because you have put the past in the past. The past where old templates were running, where you were repeating old cycles or patterns. You're becoming much more aware of those patterns, which is then allowing you to clear out those patterns, shift your energy, and welcome in more love. You and your partner experience that divine love with one another. You have that ultimate trust. You have that ultimate love with one another. It's just all the old soul gunk and trauma, etc., 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 conditioning, pattern, mindsets, beliefs that of the old that was trapping you in old triggers and pain of the journey. But now that you've been releasing this journey, and check out the Journey's End reading that we did, now that you're releasing the container of the journey, you're releasing the pressure of what you need it to look like and just allowing the love and the joy of how you two exist to just flow. That's what this is all about. This is about expression of that love, allowing yourself just to be that love, act on that love, express that love in your true authentic self. I do feel like the divine masculines are currently learning how to be more and more their authentic self in the world. They're discovering themselves. They're discovering really who they are. Divine feminines, I feel like you are taking yourself to the next level and really standing up for yourself, really honoring yourself, really cherishing yourself in this newfound sense of empowerment. This is who I am, and I'm not making any apologies for it. This is who I am, and I'm going to continue to be more and more of myself. It's funny, I had a conversation with my mom the other day, just yesterday, and she said, Susan, it's like you just opened up. She's like, it's not that you are stronger now than you were before. She said, it's that before you were, almost like sheltered inside of yourself, and now you've just blossomed and opened up. And that's what the divine feminine has been doing. I'm staring at these flowers on this scarf here. I can't take it down to show you guys, but there are these flowers on this scarf, and I'm staring at it, and that's exactly what Spirit's telling me. It's like you've become this open bloom, because you're not afraid to be who you are anymore. You have had in the past thousands and thousands of years of persecution, prosecution, suppression, almost like bearing down on you. They're showing me the image of a boot stamping on a neck, where you can't get up, you can't speak out, you can't cry out, you can't be who you truly are. Well, that's gone. You have been clearing out that energy. And so with that, you have been balancing out your own inner masculine energy, where you're feeling safe and secure in order to speak out, in order to speak true, in order to just fully show the world who you are. And with that, because you're reaching that inner union, your divine masculine is now going through that process and experiencing that in a different way than you. It's going to be a little bit different, because the masculines experience things a little bit different than the feminines. But they're experiencing that process as well, of understanding who they truly are, allowing themselves to blossom and feel secure in who they are. In their true authentic self, where they had hid themselves away as well. So really interesting energy coming forth. This is going to be a process, a transition over the next several months. And I do feel like it's culminating. They keep showing me 2022. So I do feel like it's going to culminate into the new year, which is a year of balance, partnership, harmony, coming together. So I do feel like this process is taking place. This massive shift is taking place, this transformation. And so we're going to start seeing this divine masculines speaking, expressing themselves, not from that place of distorted energy, not from that old conditioning of toxic masculinity, but from a place of balanced out with their feminine energy within, the feminine energy rising on this planet. So really, really interesting, really fascinating. Okay, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? I'm just going to get... I'm going to do these. Let's do these. All right, we're going to do a quick update today. Do make sure that you're continuing to check out my Instagram, Facebook, and community posts here on the channel, because I will continue to have, what's going on here? I will continue to have posted written updates. I'm really actually enjoying doing those lately, so keep checking out the channel. We're going to start with the Divine Feminine, interestingly enough. This card deck has more of a masculine energy for me, but I'm feeling the feminine here. So this feels like it's a balancing out. This feels like that union energy. What I've discovered for myself is I really have been learning how to trust my divine masculine energy within me. For a very long time, as I say on the new video over on my Ascension Connections channel, for a very long time, because I had to take care of myself, essentially save my own life when I was sick, and my doctors didn't believe me when I was quite literally dying, I had to be in an overmasculated energy of taking care of myself when my own natural energy is feminine. But now that I have been healing my feminine energy, I'm also healing my masculine energy so that I know how to take action. Obviously, having a business, I know how to take the lead for myself, but I also know how to balance that out with being very intuitive, letting my intuition guide me, backed up by my logic, backed up by that practical, rational mindset. Divine Masculine is kind of reversed. Their embodiment, their primary energy is to take action, to take the lead. Not from a control, not from manipulation, not from distorted energy, but by listening to their intuition. Thinking logically, thinking rationally through things, but trusting their intuition as well. That's what they're learning. That's where we're balancing out the masculine and the feminine energies within us, learning how to be in that divine energy. And I've been learning how to trust my masculine energy, but from a place of following my intuition. So it's really interesting energy that's coming through here. It's a real union energy. It's a real balancing out. And the more we do that within ourselves, the more we align to that in our physical world with a sacred partner. All right, what's going on with the current energies for the Divine Feminine, please? Current energies for the Divine Feminine. Current energies for the Divine Feminine, please, Spirit. Awesome. So we have Temperance, Seven of Swords, and the Six of Wands. The Seven of Swords is the thief card, so to speak. For me lately, it's been an energy of self-sabotage, self-deception. What I feel like with here, the Temperance card, you see how you have the fire and the water, and then from that merging is this new growth. You have really shifted something inside of yourself where you are overcoming, finding victory over yourself, over old patterns, old templates where you had been deceiving yourself, not trusting yourself, or sabotaging by not believing in yourself or not trusting in yourself, not having faith in your journey or the divine unfolding. You might have regressed a little bit into a place of lack, into a place of scarcity, into a place of fear. The illusion of separation might have felt very heavy for you lately, but you have really, or are currently overcoming that in order to come back to that place of faith within yourself, healing that energy to come back to that place of balance and faith within yourself. There's victory here for you. Overcoming conflict. Overcoming conflict within yourself, overcoming the ego. Yeah, and look, in this sense, this is so interesting. So you really are healing your masculine templates. You really are learning how to trust the emperor, the masculine energy within you that knows how to take authority. Not from an egoic stance, not from a place of I have to do this in order to control it. I have to do this in order to manipulate this outcome, this specific outcome, or this specific expectation. You're doing this from a divine place. You're doing this in balance with your feminine energy. And I love how we have the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. They're also asking me to take the Hanged Man here because it is a shift in perspective. You're doing this from a place of feminine energy, expressing yourself. You are following your intuition, following the wisdom. The Queen of Swords is one who carries immense wisdom coming from a place of intellect, but it's not just intellect, it's wisdom. That's what it is. Allowing yourself to express yourself and take the lead in situations, but from that feminine energy. That's the balance here. That's a beautiful balance here. And it's because you had a shift in perspective, because you cleared something and transformed something, shifted the energy within yourself. For some, this might have taken really looking at the mirror. And as I mentioned again in my new video, I was recently reacquainted this past week with Michael Jackson's The Man in the Mirror. This journey was bonkers for me because, or my trip was bonkers for me because the whole way up I was reconnecting with my divine masculine energetically again, where there had been such a detachment, and just opening up to falling in love again, opening up to the love. And that the love had always been there, but there had been a sense of detachment. There had been a sense of just, as you guys have known from the past several readings, there had been that place of, I don't want to say resistance, but detachment. It was pure detachment. I'm going to keep going in my life, and whatever wants to come in, what a beautiful blessing. It wasn't detachment of stay away. It wasn't detachment of I don't want my divine masculine. It was detachment of whatever wants to come comes. It was you being in your self-empowerment, you being in your divine essence, just you focusing on yourself and your journey versus your journey with your counterpart, or versus your counterpart's journey. It was bringing the focus back on yourself. So as I was driving, I had a playlist going, and all of the music was, I swear it was him speaking to me. And it was crazy, because I had it on, what's it called? I had it on random. So, and it was like over 200 songs in there, but every song that was playing in succession was like it was speaking to me. And then my friend put some music on one night as we were getting ready for dinner, and I swear it was the same thing. She had put on the Whitney Houston channel, but it was Michael Jackson. It was Whitney Houston. It was Mariah Carey. It was like all this music that I'd listened to when I was young. But it was like it was speaking to me because it was all about the power of love and the greatest love of all, self-empowerment first, right? And it was all about the man in the mirror. And so when I got back from my trip, I really, just the past several days, I decided there was something I needed. I was missing some piece of the puzzle. So I really needed to go deep, deep, deep within and see what this was. And I had journaled a little bit, but I wasn't getting as deep as I needed to. So I asked my divine masculine if he would just sit with me and let me read what I wrote and process. And I got there. It was all around trust and allowing myself to trust again. And I was trusting my inner masculine that had never truly felt safe, especially having dealt with a lot of confrontational masculine energy, toxic masculine energy in my life. And it was allowing myself to trust myself, feel secure, and feel really grounded and rooted in myself. That is what's coming out here. It's allowing you to be in your feminine energy and to trust that your inner masculine has created a safe container for you to be yourself, for you to be the divine feminine. And the more you enter into that sacredness within yourself, that union within yourself, you will see your divine counterpart mirroring that back to you in the sacred container of your relationship, of your partnership. Security, stability, consistency, groundedness. You feel that within yourself. The more you feel that within yourself, the more that will be reflected back. But it takes a change in perspective. It takes a surrendering, a deep level of surrendering and looking within yourself. And I feel like that is just breaking you wide open and leading you into the next version of yourself and of your journey. How is she feeling towards the divine masculine right now? How is the divine feminine feeling towards the divine masculine right now? How's the divine feminine feeling towards the divine masculine right now? How's the divine feminine? Oh my God, yeah, exactly. She is seeing him as the King of Wands. Two messages. She's seeing him as the King of Wands, and she's also feeling very passionate towards him. There's a lot of sexual energy that is coming through. It's that sacred sexual energy. But Two of Cups and the Four of Wands, she has just broken herself wide open. Anywhere where the wall or the guard had gone back up because of cycles that were repeating, or because of conclusions that needed to be reached, or because of endings that come from transformations, that come from wanting a new beginning. There has to be an ending, but sometimes the guard goes back up. That had to be released. That ego had to be released. That shift in energy had to happen. And so what she's feeling is she's believing again in union. Now, this is not, we're believing in union where you were in the energy at the beginning of your journey. That was a very different energy. at the beginning of your journey, you were looking at union as a destination, something to acquire, something to attain. You were looking at union as, I'm only in union if I'm with my divine counterpart in the physical, in relationship. You're always in union. What you're doing on this ascension journey, this sacred union path to ascension, is you are removing any illusions of separation, anything keeping you believing in that trap, believing that you aren't already in union. And so this is a very different energy. This is recognizing that you and your counterpart are and always have been one. And so you don't need to manipulate it. You don't need to control it. You don't need to worry about the future and how it's going to come into being. You're releasing that entirely and just allowing yourself to love, allowing yourself to face each other, look at each other vulnerably, openly, accept each other in the very now moment that you're in, and just let the love flow from there. That's really important. Allow the love to flow from this now moment. Because you're ready in union. You're ready there. And what that's bringing in is that commitment, is that stability, is that partnership in the physical, that relationship that you want, commitment, marriage, all that stuff. But you already have that. You already have that with your sacred partner because it is divine love. So you will have that in your physical experience, but you're breaking free from any illusion that it's not already here. Just because it's not in the physical doesn't mean you don't have that energetically. And anywhere where you were feeling like, well, they're not in my physical reality, we're still in separation, physical separation, that's still a lack and scarcity mindset. That's what has to shift. That's what you have to break free from in order for the physical to manifest. Because once you are out of that old alignment of scarcity and lack of they're not here in the physical, so I'm never going to be in union with them, or I'm not in union with them, once you recognize fully that you already are in union, that you just let the love flow between you. And it's really important for you divine feminines that you continue on with your life as you're guided to. Keep finding the joy and the high vibration. Keep focusing on your life and living your best life, finding the blessings, living that magic that you are. Because that's you focusing on yourself. And the more you do that, the more you're maintaining that high vibration of love and just letting love flow through you. If you're not doing that, if you're too focused on your partner, if you're too focused on union and they are or aren't with you, then that's lack mindset. That's that scarcity mindset. That's the illusion of separation that you're trying to break free from. And you are breaking free from that. So once you do that, that's when it comes in the physical. But I feel like that's where we are right now, and that's where we're headed over the next several months, really breaking free from that illusion and grounding in this union energy. Inner union, yes, you're already in that process of coming into that inner union. The more you anchor that in, the more you feel that with your physical partnership, or see that with your physical partnership. So this is amazing. Okay, awesome. Whew. All right, am I missing any cards now? Okay. Let's see and look who's there. The Queen of Wands. You guys are on each other's minds. You're on each other's minds. Let's see, what is the current energy for the Divine Masculine, please? What is the current energy for the Divine Masculine? Remember, if you're new to the channel, welcome, welcome. All of my videos are meant to be timeless, so take them as they resonate with you. There are some readings from even 2 years ago that we're being called to go back to now because some of that energy is still being picked up on, or there are messages in that energy that is still here. So feel free to go back through the playlist, even from the past several weeks or a few years ago, and see what reading might call to you, because that means that there's a message there for you, for your specific energy. Not to say that this isn't resonating with you, but I had channeled a couple of days ago that you're taking a leap of faith towards each other, which was a reading that we had done 2 years ago. That energy is still very much present from that reading. So do make sure that you are checking out the readings that are timeless. Whatever calls to you, that's what you're meant for. Six of Cups. Oh, that's a very nostalgic feeling. Yeah, remember when I said that you're thinking about each other? It's a sacred pull. I was going to say sacral pull, as in the sacral chakra, as in sexual pull. But Spirit corrected me and said it's a sacred pull. You're being sacredly drawn to each other. Your divine masculine is recognizing this connection because you have let down your guard, because you have allowed yourself to be vulnerable and trust yourself and trust in love and even trust in the connection again, especially your connection to source, which is your connection to your counterpart as well. Your counterpart is feeling that energy and allowing themselves to feel vulnerably nostalgic. It's a very interesting phrase it just gave me, vulnerably nostalgic, and that they are being, let's say it like this, nostalgically vulnerable. They're being both vulnerable and nostalgic at the same time. Allowing themselves to think about you, allowing themselves to feel the connection, to feel the love, and allowing themselves to be drawn to you where they have perhaps resisted this in the past. Tell me more about the divine. Oh, this is the merging. It's not just quite a merging. This is the balancing out of the masculine and feminine energies. Just as you're feeling that union within, so is your divine counterpart. That's what's happening. So this is a reminder again, you and your sacred partner are one energy, experiencing life in two separate bodies for accelerated expansion. The divine masculine energy within you is your divine masculine, embodied. The feminine energy within them is you, divine feminine, embodied. So as you're feeling that union within, you're naturally being drawn together in physical partnership, in physical union, because of the growth and the expansion that you have both been experiencing. It's quantum entanglement. As one grows and expands, so too does the other. But this is a conscious choice. I don't want to say it like that. This is a soul choice. It might not be entirely conscious on this earth plane, but this is a soul choice that you are growing together. So it's not one person forcing growth in the other. This is you doing it together as one soul. It's really important to understand about twin flame sacred partners as well. So you're really mirroring each other. You're really at that stage where you are feeling the energy of each other and the draw to come together because of that union that you're manifesting within yourself and they're manifesting within themselves, that balance, that harmony. Now you're being pulled together to manifest that love together. And like we said in one of the very beginning channelings that I've done, I think it's called the cosmic effect. When you come together in your divine sacred love, it has an exponential, explosive effect. It has a creative effect on the entire universe. You guys create new universes, new galaxies through your energy of open divine love, vulnerable divine love with each other. And that has a ripple effect on the whole of earth, the whole of creation, because you're just in the energy of sacred love. This is God's love, Source's love, the Creator's love. This is what you're experiencing with each other. And what you're doing is you're clearing all the bullshit, the soul sludge, the illusion that is keeping you from believing or feeling that love. Now, again, I want to reiterate that I channel for those of you who are in sacred partners or on the sacred partner path to ascension, because that's what I've experienced, or the journey that I've been experiencing. But you don't have to be in a sacred partnership to experience this, to experience ascension. Union can also be within the self. I just channel for those who are experiencing union within the self and thus union with another partner, that partner being the greatest catalyst for your soul growth, for your expansion. Okay. Divine masculines, please. Current energies for the divine masculines. What's the divine masculine going through? What's the current energies for the divine masculine, please? Yeah. Current energies for the divine masculine. Wow, okay, they are expanding rapidly. I'm actually surprised that I didn't see the death card come out. I have a feeling it might come out, or at least the energy is here. They have been going through a massive, massive transformation, and they are feeling that beginning. They have been wanting to put an end to the old version of themselves. For some, that is moving. For some, that is shifting relationships. For some, that is shifting mindsets, releasing addictions, old habits, patterns, reactions, anything that was really making them feel constricted within themselves. Love and extension is an expansive energy. It's not constricting. But when you're in resistance to that, that's when you feel really held down. That's when you feel really constricted. But if you allow yourself to change, if you allow yourself to grow and expand, that's when that expansion happens. If you allow the transformation. These divine masculines had been in an energy previously of resistance, causing their constriction, but now I feel like they're really breaking free from that and feeling the hallmarks of a new beginning, recognizing their power as a master manifester. Now, this is not just manifesting within their physical reality, but this is manifesting within self-mastery, understanding that they have that divine magic within them. I almost said power, but power has been so misconstrued because power is tied to corruption and greed and control and manipulation. It's not that energy at all. They're recognizing their divinity. They're recognizing their own sacred connection to God's source energy. And as they recognize that connection to God's source energy, they're recognizing their connection to you, recognizing the connection with themselves. Do you see how this is what you have gone through, divine feminines? It's all tied together. It's all tied together. So these divine masculines are really undergoing the process that you have recently gone through, that massive shift in energy to recognize your own empowerment and to really embody that. These divine masculines are on an accelerated course. You've been doing this over the course of several years, learning and being guided and releasing and processing. These divine masculines are kind of going through it accelerated all at once, because you are leading them, because you are guiding them, you are shining light for them, but they're going through this very quickly. And so that's part of what makes it so uncomfortable for them. Also, they're not entirely consciously aware as you are, but they're getting there. They're getting there because they're going to start speaking to you about the journey, start speaking to you about what is a twin flame, what is a sacred partner, what is this draw that I have to you. They're going to start speaking to you. It might not be in those terms, it might not be in those words or with that kind of communication, but you're going to be starting to speak to each other, communicating with each other about the journey as a whole, which is helping them to navigate. But they're in this energy of they've had to navigate for themselves to find their strength, to find their own self-empowerment. That's part of why you had to detach, divine feminines. You had to detach not only for yourself, but because your divine masculine was going through a tremendous shift of ego releasing and integration of the higher self in order to reach this level of self-mastery within. But now that they're doing that, they are recognizing, number one, you, and number two, that they are moving into a new version of themselves, and I don't feel like they are resisting this anymore. Let's get some more. What else is going on for these divine masculines? Yeah, wanting to work together. Just like I said, this Three of Pentacles can sometimes be looking up to somebody, like a mentor. I feel like it doesn't quite feel like that. It's the energy of what I said, that you've been a shining light for them, a guiding light for them. But this does not have a hierarchy. This does not mean that you are above your divine masculines. You are side by side. You are equal. Okay? You are the divine masculine and the divine feminine that comes together, and you can't do one without the other. You can't have one without the other. So this is that working together, that partnership, and they're starting to realize this. But there might be some communication where they are turning to you for insight or wisdom or understanding. Just as you have learned from your divine masculine, they're now being consciously awakened to learn from you as well. And then you grow together and learn from each other. This is a constant partnership of I water you and you water me. Removing the ego, removing the vanity, removing the pride, and allowing yourselves to open up enough to learn from each other. And that is how you expand, and that is how you grow. Anything else for the divine masculine? Tell me more about the divine masculine. What is their current energies, please? Seven of Swords as well. You're mirroring each other, and I love this because it really is mirroring. Look how similar those cards are. It's the same creator, the same similar deck, but look how similar those are. For this, I feel like the Divine Masculine is no longer looking back, and that's part of them releasing their own self-deception and self-sabotaging energies. They're no longer looking back to who they were or clinging to their old past versions of themselves. This is them allowing themselves to transform, allowing themselves to move forward and move on into the new higher version of themselves, allowing themselves to release the ego, which clings to the comfort zone of what they know, and just allow themselves to transform into who they want to become, who they have always wanted to become, that self-master. One more card for the Divine Masculine. Anything else we need to know for the current energies for the Divine Masculine, please? The King of Swords. The King of Swords. Allowing themselves to learn how to be the leader, how to communicate from that place of self-expression, from that place of vulnerability and openness, but allowing themselves to take authority. That's who the Divine Masculine is. The Divine Masculine is one who is rational, clear-headed, who is logical, but balancing that out with their inner feminine energies, it is allowing themselves to express that, to communicate that, to be their true authentic self. Amazing. Allowing themselves to trust in their own inner wisdom and truth. All right. How are they feeling towards the Divine Feminines? How's the Divine Masculine feeling towards the Divine Feminines? How is the Divine Masculine feeling towards the Divine Feminines? Four of Cups and the Page of Swords. I do feel like they might be working through some regret and remorse. This feels like speed. This feels like that they couldn't get it off the ground, that they couldn't come towards their feminine more quickly, that they couldn't be awakened more quickly. I don't want to say it like that they couldn't move through this process faster. There's some regret, there's some remorse here, but where they had missed an opportunity before, there's an opportunity coming around again, and they're not going to miss it. They're not going to miss it. This Page of Swords, somebody who is going to speak the truth, somebody who is wanting a new beginning in sharing themselves, being vulnerable, being intimate with their partner, somebody who does want to show you, I'm hearing, who they truly are. Rather than what you've seen in the past from them, they want to show you who they truly are. That's part of their regret, that they had hidden themselves so much. That's part of the opportunity that had been missed. They don't want to miss that opportunity for love between you, and they know that part of that is expressing themselves and showing you who they truly are without hiding that away. Okay. Anything else? I feel like there's another message there. Anything else? How are they feeling towards the Divine Feminine? The Sun and the Two of Cups. There it is. And the Eight of Wands. Yeah, they want to move quickly. They want to communicate. For some, they want to travel, but this feels more like they want to cross the bridge. They want to bridge the gap between you guys. If there is any gap between you, as far as, I mean, and there is, this coming together, this reunion energy, if there is any sense of detachment or, for lack of a better word, I'll use the word separation. Remember, you are in union, but in the physical, they want to bridge the gap and come towards you very, very quickly, because this is what they're feeling. They're working through this energy right now, the Four of Cups and the Page of Swords. They're working through regret right now. They're working through having missed an opportunity here. But they see this, they feel this is what they want. They want to come together in that partnership, in that harmony, in that union, because they feel the strength of this love, the strength of this energy, the happiness, the joy, the bliss. It's like the strength of the sun just shining down on them so brightly. They feel this energy with you. That is what is really guiding them forward. They're feeling that love. All right, you guys, I'm going to make that short and sweet, so that's going to be it for today. We'll be back hopefully later, sometime soon, with another Sacred Union Energy update. Do make sure that you're checking out my social media channels for more written channels, for check-ins, quick check-ins, also the community tab here. And do make sure, please, make sure that you subscribe to my new channel for all of the Ascension-related updates, readings, and direct channelings. I'm very excited for that. I can't wait to see what comes next. So I'm sending you so much love, so much light, and we'll see you soon. Bye.